Yes, of course, right now we are above freezing. It is sprinkling out there. Temperatures at 62 degrees, but it's important to note the timeline of what we're expecting to see more of the worst winter weather impacts for us here across southeast Texas. So as we head into Saturday between 7 a.m. and 4 p.m., we're going to have a cold rain. Temps are going to be above 40 degrees. Might want to be off the roads by 5 p.m. It's overnight Saturday into Sunday is when we're going to see that rain continue, and that's when we could see it turn over to freezing precipitation, and it's likely to be freezing rain. Folks are asking if it's going to snow. We're looking more at an ice event for us here, which is way more hazardous in terms of traveling on roadways, especially when it comes to those bridges and overpass. So Saturday night into Sunday is going to be the prime time that we're going to see more of these winter weather impacts. As we go into 12 p.m. Sunday, the drizzling will be ending, and we might see those temps still remain below freezing. We might briefly be above freezing Sunday afternoon, but then by Sunday night into Monday, we will see those temps drop into the 20s. Wind chills will be in the teens. Those are the feels like temps when you factor in the wind speeds as well as those temperatures. So as we look at the winter storm event that is expected to take place here across much of the south, we're looking at more of that ice accumulation that is going to be the main threat. We're now getting a better picture within our short-term weather model of what to expect as we head into our weekend. And that's exactly what I just said. We're expecting mostly rain conditions as we head into Saturday afternoon. It's when we go into Saturday night into Sunday is when those temps will be still rather cold, but overnight lows dropping into the low 40s. And as we get closer towards around 11 p.m. Saturday, we're going to see another swath of precipitation that is going to be moving through. And that's when we're starting to see more of a southerly track with this short-term weather model of bringing more of that ice, freezing rain into the Houston area. This right here is not good news, especially when it comes to our short-term weather model, our in-house weather model. And this could be a bit heavy, which ultimately means that we could see more of that ice accumulation as we head into the early hours of Sunday morning. That is when we're expecting to see more of the ice accumulations, the travel impacts into Sunday. And we're going to briefly be above freezing, but I don't think that's going to be much time in terms of those temperatures to be really warm up all that much, especially for Sunday. As far as the precipitation types, we usually see snow when the entire air column from the ground to the atmosphere is 32 or lower. That's not what we're going to see. We have a shallow ground layer here across the Houston area as we head into the next few days. So really it's going to be the ice threat that we're going to have to really keep an eye on. And that is when we do have some areas that are above freezing. It's when the ice, that rain will fall as a liquid, but usually when it makes contact with surfaces, that's when it starts freezing over, and that's when we're expecting to see, especially as we head into Sunday. So our forecast confidence, this is how certain we are that this will happen, is that we are looking at a low risk for ice on Saturday, not really expecting any chance for ice accumulations for Saturday. It's Sunday where this threat is rising just a tad, especially as we're getting a better picture with our short-term weather model. And of course, when it comes to power outages, when we have those ice accumulations, and like Judge Hidalgo just said, it's not about the power grid, it's more about the ice accumulations on the power lines that could cause some local power disruptions, especially as we head into Sunday morning and into Sunday afternoon. But we are very confident that we will see that hard freeze, which ultimately means that temps are going to be at below freezing in the 20s for a prolonged period of time. So the National Weather Service, of course, issuing those winter storm watches for most of southeast Texas. That's going to be in place this weekend. This is very well likely to be upgraded into a winter watch or a winter storm warning as we head into this weekend. Also, there's going to be an extreme cold watch. That's what really is when we see these winds gusting out of the north. That's going to cause those feels like temps to drop to about 5 to 15 degrees. That's the wind chill. So the worst of that cold is expected in the Monday morning hours. So definitely want to wrap those pipes at home and dress in layers if you do find yourself outdoors. And of course, just to kind of recap, they're expecting worse conditions out in central Texas, especially up towards Austin, the I-35 corridor, more of a snow event for portion of west central Texas and Abilene, even the Dallas-Fort Worth area. They might see more of that snow showers, but we're going to be seeing more of the ice accumulations, which is not good, and that does create hazardous driving conditions, hazardous road conditions. Just keep in mind all of our overpasses here across Houston, all of our freeways here in Houston, they rise above the ground somewhat. So when we have those the rising of those over those bridges over the ground, it's that air that's underneath that really does a good job at causing those overpasses bridges to freeze first before anything else, especially as we head into this weekend. And that's when that temperature gets at 32 degrees or lower. And so as we kind of recap here, looking at the wind chill values are going to be likely in the teens as we head into Monday morning, feeling as cold as 9 in Conroe, 5 degrees in Huntsville, 15 degrees at Bush Airport, Pearland at 17 degrees. And this is for Monday morning when we're going to start seeing more of those northerly winds here across the area. But of course, right now, mostly calm conditions we have today, especially tomorrow to prepare for this. Weather impact alert for Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday as we are expecting winter weather impacts here across the Houston area, especially for Friday. Friday, we're going to see another warmish day. We might see some isolated showers, more of that drizzle like we're seeing right now. But it's Saturday where we're going to start seeing that rain become a little bit more heavy, especially during the afternoon hours. But temps are going to start falling into the evening hours. Sunday, the day that we're going to see more of the worst impacts, especially as we head into Sunday morning, as well as into the later hours of Sunday morning. And then we are expecting that hard freeze to be in place for Monday as temps are going to drop into the low 20s here across the Houston area and then warming right back up into the 50s and 60s by the middle of next week. So that's something to keep an eye on. That's the timeline of what we're expecting to see here across the Houston area. And that's why we are issuing that weather impact alert for Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday. So you at least have today and into tomorrow to prepare for this event, as well as make the necessary precautions around your home, especially as we are going to be facing another significant winter weather event here across Texas and across the Houston area.
Chris, thanks so much. A lot of moving parts to that forecast. The good news is, as you mentioned, Chris, there's still a couple days left to prepare.